Hello? All right. There we go. Okay, everyone can hear me now? Yes? Okay. There we go. All right. All right. Like I said before, my name is Ellis Lopez. I'm an Immigration Services Assistant from Newark, where you're interviewed. I'd like to welcome you to your ceremony. I'd like to congratulate all of you for a job well done. So basically, we're going to get started soon. Before we do, I'm just going to go over a couple of things with you guys regarding your citizenship and your certificates. So first things first, your certificates. We want to make sure that you safeguard your certificates and make sure that they stay in their original condition. So that means no stapling, no punching holes in them, no marking them in any way. Just keep your certificates safe. If you have a name change form, some of you do, you can use a paper clip to attach them to each other, but please don't staple them together, whatever you do, okay? Now, I'm sure you guys are going to get passports after this. So if you don't know, you can go to the local post office and get your passport. You just need the application that we supplied with the certificate and the certificate itself. Now, they will take the original passport. This is normal, okay? So they're going to take it to process, so don't be alarmed if they do so, okay? They will send it back to you along with your passport. Now, if anybody's traveling soon, let's say the next 2 weeks or so, you're going to need an expedited passport, all right? Unlike the regular passport, you can't just go to the post office and get that processed. You need to go to one of our nearby locations. Now, we have one in New York and one in Philadelphia. Those are the closest ones. But you have to make an appointment first. So if you do so, make sure you make the appointment to go to one location, and you'll get same-day service. All right? Again, this is only if you're traveling soon. Otherwise, if you're not in a rush, you can just do the regular passport processing. If you have children who are living with you under the age of 18 as legal permanent residents, they become citizens as well today too. Okay? They derive citizenship through you. Now, if you want a certificate for them, like the ones that you're about to receive, you're going to look for Form N-600 for that. N-600. You can just find the form online, print it out, fill it out, send it into process, and they'll get an appointment letter to come in and take an oath. Okay? Now, if anything does happen to your certificate, if it gets lost, stolen, destroyed, or if it gets marked, or you punch a hole in it by accident, you're going to need a replacement certificate. The form for that replacement is called the N-565. Now, I hope you don't need it. It costs about $555 to replace that certificate, okay? And it can take up to 9 months to get that replacement. So that's why we try to stress the fact to keep your certificates safe and make sure nothing happens to them, all right? Also, you can petition for family members as a citizen overseas, immediate family members, using Form I-130, all right? Other than that, one thing to keep in mind, please, when you get your certificates, make sure everything is correct one last time before you leave here today. We want to make sure that all your information is correct, and if there's any issues with your certificate, please let us know afterwards. Other than that, again, I'd like to congratulate you on a job well done on this beautiful day that you guys have to celebrate this special day. All right? Please give yourselves a round of applause. All right? Okay. And we'll get started soon. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Say good morning.
Good morning.
There you go. It's a beautiful day. Look at how gorgeous this place is because you're here. Beautiful people from beautiful parts of the world. I was sitting in the same seat as you were in 1976. And You might think a little bit, feeling about the old country, that you're going to renege that and start a new life in a new country. You will never be disappointed in being an American. I have not been. So, my name is Dawood Farahi. I'm president of Kean University, and I want to welcome you to Kean University's Liberty Hall, which is the place you're sitting. And I hope you, when you get an opportunity, you can come and visit this place with your children, with your relatives. It has an amazing history. You'll hear that later. So it's now my privilege to introduce to you the Master of Ceremonies, Paulo Correa. Paulo?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Please stand for the presentation of colors, followed by the national anthem.
Night, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. A big thank you to Staff Sergeant Ken Murphy and Specialist Abayomi Onanuga from the Kane University Color Guard, and to Matthew Tarza for that beautiful version of the national anthem. Now please direct your attention to the screen to watch a video called Faces of America. Hey, thank you. Good morning. Yes, on behalf of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome you to this morning's naturalization ceremony. My name is Paul Correa, and I am a section chief with the Citizenship and Immigration Services in the Newark Field Office. It is my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this morning. I would like to recognize participants for today's ceremony. We have with us here Tamika Gray, Deputy District Director for the USCIS Newark District, who will administer the oath of allegiance later in the program. Also with us today, Mr. John Kane from the Liberty Hall Museum, who will be offering greetings in just a few moments. Congressman Albio Series, who will be offering the keynote message. Ada Morel, Chair, Kane University Board of Trustees, who will provide welcoming remarks. We have Matthew Tarza. He's a recent graduate here at Kane University. He will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance a little later, and we'll close the ceremony with America the Beautiful. And the Rose Trio Band and vocal coach Anthony Mawat for the background music, thank you so much. Gail Loftus with the New Jersey Daughters of the American Revolution, who will be distributing gift bags a little later in the program. We have Marcy Friedman, American Sign Language interpreter, thank you. And a special thank you to Valerie Winslow, Gina Lampazona, and all of the Kane staff who helped organize today's ceremony. The university grounds are delightful, and there couldn't be a more appropriate location to host a ceremony such as this. Lastly, I would like to recognize the following USCIS employees who did a great job with organizing today's event. We have Cruz Puiles, Supervisory Immigration Services Officer, Ellis Lopez, Immigration Services Assistant, Regina Lloyd, Immigration Services Assistant, Kelly Ayala, Community Relations Officer, and Kerry Gill, District Congressional Lead. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. John Kane. Mr. Kane has served as President and CEO of NUI Corporation and Elizabethtown Gas Company. He was the chairman of the American Gas Association and a member of the International Gas Union, IGU, which represents over 70 countries worldwide with their primary objective to promote the technical and economic progress of the gas industry. A member of a prominent New Jersey family that has been active in public service since the American Revolution. 2 members have served in the House of Representatives and 2 in the Senate. His first cousin, Thomas H. Kane, served 2 terms as governor of the state of New Jersey, having been reelected with the largest plurality ever received by a New Jersey gubernatorial candidate. John Kane has been active in politics on a national level as well as on a local level. He served as mayor of his hometown, Bedminster, New Jersey, president of the New Jersey League of Municipalities, and was a delegate to the Republican National Convention. John Kane earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Harvard University in 1953. He holds an honorary degree from Stockton College and Kane University. He's married to Pamela Kane and has a son and 3 daughters. Mr. Kane.
Thank you very, very much for that wonderful introduction. Now, this morning, it's customary at a special celebration like this for the first speaker to recognize and mention the guests at the head table. With apologies to the important people who are sitting at the head table, I will reverse that order because today, you are the VIPs, the very, very important people who will shortly become citizens of our great country. In the brief time that I've had a chance to meet with some of you, I may not know you by name, but I do recognize that there are 18 countries represented here today. Just to mention a few. I know there's someone here from China. There's several people here from Portugal. There's someone over there from the United Kingdom. They're from all over the world. 18 wonderful different countries becoming U.S. citizens. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the house of the first governor of the state of New Jersey, built in 1772 in the early days of our country. It's had many, many presidents as visitors. George Washington actually stopped here on his way to be inaugurated as the first president of the United States. William Livingston, he's the guy that had the house built, called it Liberty Hall to mark and commemorate the freedom that America enjoyed when free from English rule. My apologies to the gentleman from the UK. Our revolution might well have failed without the help of people from a number of different countries. You've worked hard to achieve this important distinction as a U.S. citizen. Perhaps you've come from a country that has a longer history than ours, but the important distinction is you've decided to become a U.S. citizen. Now, we're a country of many different nationalities, as you saw on the video here. Perhaps my own family is a very good example of this. I have 3 daughters. One is married to a young man from Italy, who's now a citizen. Another is married to a man from the Netherlands. His father was American, his mother is Dutch. He's also a citizen. And my 3rd daughter married a young man of Polish descent. But just a little month ago, my grandson married a beautiful young lady from Veracruz, Mexico. And I know there's someone here from Mexico because we had a chance to talk earlier. As you take the oath today, you'll be vested with the rights, privileges, and duties of a citizen. One of the major responsibilities of citizenship is the privilege of voting for the person you want to vote for, an opportunity for many that would be impossible in their home country. Finally, let me take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you out there who are sitting in this tent and welcome you to the so important privilege of citizenship of the United States. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane, for that wonderful message. Now I'd like to introduce Ada Morell, who will be providing some welcoming remarks. Ms. Ada Morell joined the Board of Trustees in December of 2004 and served as the chair for the past 5 years. A Kane alumna, she graduated from the university in 1997 with a Bachelor of Arts in English Education and later earned a Master's of Science degree in Education from St. Joseph's College of Maine. She now works as Deputy Chief of Staff to Congressman Albioseries. Ms. Morell is a fluent speaker of Spanish, was an immigration program coordinator at North Hudson Community Action Program. She is the proud parent of 2 children, Carlos Estevez, a New Jersey State Trooper, and daughter, Lisa Stickle, a high school biology teacher in Toms River, New Jersey. She is also a proud grandparent of 6 grandchildren. Ms. Morell.
Thank you, President Farahi, Mr. Correa, Mr. Kane, Ms. Gray, Congressman Sears, and good morning to everyone gathered here at such a beautiful and important event. Muy buenos días a todos en este día de gran importancia. I am delighted to be a part of today's ceremony and to welcome you to Kane University on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the entire Kane community. I also am so proud of Kane University and Liberty Hall Museum for hosting this event. I want to thank the staff at Kane and Liberty Hall who planned today's event with the U.S. Immigration Office staff and who did so with great enthusiasm and excitement. As I look out at all of you and your families here today, I am reminded of my own story, my own family, our own efforts to travel to the United States and become a part of this amazing, supportive, and prosperous nation. I became a United States citizen in 1973, 10 years after my family traveled to the United States from Cuba. I know the excitement, the nervousness, and even a little bit of the disbelief you are probably feeling today. I also know the joy and the pride you will feel at the conclusion of today's ceremony. I understand that we have citizens from more than a dozen countries represented here today. Soon, you will all be representatives of one country, citizens of one country, same country, the United States of America. For more than 200 years, the United States has embraced a tradition of welcoming immigrants from around the world. Our diversity is our strength. It gives us a tremendous advantage over other nations. Today, you will follow in the footsteps of millions of immigrants who came before you, who came to the United States seeking prosperity and seeking opportunity. And you will leave today as an important player in the history of this great country. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire Kane community, I congratulate you on this magnificent morning. Los felicitamos a todos en este día tan especial. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morell. Momentarily, we will celebrate America's newest citizens, and we are here today to help you take that last step in your journey to becoming American citizens. 33 candidates have come here to pledge allegiance to the United States of America. In a few moments, you will recite the oath of allegiance, which marks the final step in your journey to become American citizens. For more than 220 years, taking this oath has led to American citizenship. Some of the language that you will recite dates back to 1790, when the first naturalization laws were passed. Every year, 1 million immigrants come to this country from around the world to seek better lives for themselves and for their families. You have many things in common, including your commitment to becoming citizens of the United States. By the same token, you are a very diverse group. You have come from 18 different countries around the globe. In a few moments, you will stand as one and become citizens of the United States of America. Candidates, I will now call the name of your country of origin. I ask that you please stand and remain standing until all countries have been called. Please acknowledge each country by a round of applause. Start with Argentina. Please stand. Brazil. China. Colombia. Cuba. Dominican Republic. Ecuador. Ethiopia. Haiti. India. Jamaica. Jordan. Mexico. Peru. Portugal. Taiwan. United Kingdom. And Uruguay. At this time, I would like to invite Director Gray to join me for the presentation of the candidates. Director Gray, each of the 33 candidates has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each has demonstrated an understanding of the English language, unless exempt, and knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history and principles and form of the government of the United States. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. The investigations of the government have been completed in their cases, and each has been found to meet all requirements of the law to be naturalized. Director Gray, the candidates are ready to take the oath of allegiance.
Thank you to the candidates. Please remain standing and raise your right hand. And please repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations, you are a United States citizen. If we can all just stand and give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Gray. Now I'd like to call Matthew Tarza up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Matthew. You may be seated. Next, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Albio Ceres. Born in the Cuban town of Bejucal, he grew up in the waning years of pre-communist Cuba. His family fled in January of 1952 with the help of relatives in America. Congressman Ceres became a star basketball player at Memorial High School and received a 4-year basketball scholarship from St. Peter's College. He went on to receive a master's degree from Middlebury College in Vermont. Congressman Ceres was a teacher and business owner before entering public service. He proudly served as mayor of West New York, New Jersey from 1995 to 2006. During that time, the congressman created more affordable housing units than any municipality in the state of New Jersey by fostering public-private partnerships and the use of targeted tax incentives. He balanced 12 consecutive municipal budgets while maintaining and enhancing vital municipal services. His efforts were recognized by many, including the New Jersey State Bar Association and Legal Services, and his fellow mayors who named him Mayor of the Year in 2004. Congressman Ceres also served in the New Jersey State Assembly, where he served 2 terms as Speaker of the Assembly. As Speaker, Congressman Series led the effort to create the Office of Lieutenant Governor and the Assembly Committee on Homeland Security and State Preparedness, as well as raise the minimum wage, expand job training, and fund valuable cancer research. He also created the STARS 1 and the STARS 2 program, which offer full county and state college tuition scholarships for thousands of students. He increased funding for public education by $760 million and helped fund after-school programs to get kids off the streets and away from gangs. Today, Congressman Series serves on two committees, the Foreign Affairs and Transportation and Infrastructure. On the Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Series is the ranking member of the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee, as well as the Europe and Eurasia subcommittees. He is focused on improving human rights and freedoms across the globe and building international partnerships to improve our nation's security. In an ongoing effort to shape livable, safe, and dynamic communities, Congressman Series is a member of both the Democratic Caucus's Livable Communities Task Force and the Congressional Urban Caucus. He worked with the other members of Congress in these groups to promote legislation that focuses on creating safe and more livable communities in which families have equal access to education, economic, housing, and transportation opportunities. This term, the Congressman will focus his efforts on the economy, jobs, immigration, education, and affordable housing. Congressman Series resides in West New York with his family. Please welcome Congressman Series.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And congratulations. First, let me thank Kean University for hosting us. This is a beautiful university. It's probably the most diverse university in this country. You talk about 33 people becoming citizens, 18 countries. Well, we have about more than that at this university, and we're very proud of that. I want to also thank the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services for their hard work for this ceremony. This is a beautiful place to have a ceremony. There's a lot of history here, going back to the 1700s. And I want to make sure that I thank John Kean for his contribution, his words, and for what he's meant for this state and this country, the whole family. So thank you for being here. But most important, I want to thank every one of you. You know, it's not easy to become a citizen. It's a lot of work. Now it's becoming more expensive. I know how hard you worked to become a citizen. I think back when I first became a citizen. I think back on my family. We arrived here in 1962. I was one of 3 Hispanic in the school, the entire school. My brother was the other one. So the only really I could talk to was my brother at the school. But, you know, this country, you are so privileged to be in this country because this country has a way of absorbing you, of making you a part of this country. This is what made this country great. The fact that we have 33 people, 18 countries represented, and you are all here accepting the privilege of becoming a U.S. citizen. So to me, that is very special because of what I have lived through. I have seen a lot, believe me. I have seen people, you know, working hard like my parents. My mother and father really didn't have an education. My father had a 4th grade education, and my mother maybe had a 6th grade education. But they knew enough to bring me to America. They knew enough that I needed to get an education to get ahead. And they knew enough, like you do, to try to make your family better, yourself better, your children better, give them all the opportunities that this country has to offer, which no other country has. You know, I'm standing here in front of you. I am a member of Congress, 435 people in the Congress. And my vote, even though I wasn't born here, is equal to anybody else on that body. So when I vote, I represent 730,000 people. That is a privilege that this country gave me by becoming a citizen, by running for public office, by being elected. So you are very fortunate today to have this beautiful ceremony here in this place. This is almost sacred ground. There's so much history here. But now the work begins. You are now a citizen. You are now a participant of this great country. And when the elections come, you make your decision, and your vote is as good as anybody else here in this country, whether they're here 1 year, well, they have to be here at least 5 years, whether they were here a little while ago or a long time ago. But that's important because people die over the history of this country. People have died for that privilege of being able to vote. People die in other countries because they can't vote. You know, the world is a very tumultuous place nowadays. There's a lot going on in the world. But we are here safe. And, you know, I always like to come to the ceremony because I always like to see the faces. My grandmother became a citizen at the age of 83 because she wanted to vote for her grandson who was running for mayor. And at that time, you could become a citizen just by the amount of time you could be here. And I think it's still the same. And she went out and voted on every single election until she passed away. I mean, that is a great drive to have. So, you know, enjoy the day. To me, this is the most beautiful ceremony I come to. You get breakfast, you get beautiful music, you get these beautiful grounds in a very historical place, and you have a beautiful ceremony, something to remember. When I became a citizen, we had to leave the country. We had to go to Canada, because at that time, the laws were different. So we went to Canada and had to come back to America as point of exit and entry. That was done away years ago. I don't remember when. But now you can have the whole process right here without stepping away from this country. So I could tell you stories, you know, when I arrived. Like, where do you live? I live on One-Way Street, you know, because people thought One Way was the name of the street. And my mother used to say, if she ever lost his finger, she'd be on mute in this country because she used to go to the store and say, 1, 1, 1, and that's how she bought stuff. So your struggles were my struggles. You know, you think you have an accent? Don't worry about it. I have an accent. I'm still working on it. My mother and father struggled to learn the language, but they loved this country. They loved the opportunity that it gave their sons. I have 2 other brothers. One was born here. So it's just amazing how this country just wraps you and takes you, and this is what makes this country great. As I stand here, I see a guy that's a Yankee fan. Thank you for bringing the hat. That was good. I see the other wearing an American flag. That's just terrific. I see John Kane. He's got a tie with all different flags that make America great. And then you have Dr. Farahi, who's from Afghanistan, running the most diverse university in the country. So this is how great this country is. So enjoy it, go home, and for the family members, it's really nice to see that you're here supporting the people that are becoming citizens today. So thank you for having me again. Enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day. So enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Congressman Series, for those very inspirational words. I would like to invite Matthew Tarza back up to sing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Matthew, for that wonderful rendition of America the Beautiful. I'd like to recognize all family members and friends who supported you and attended the ceremony today. How about a nice round of applause for them? Once again, congratulations to all of our newest citizens. At this time, we will be distributing your naturalization certificates and ask that you all please remain seated and only come up when you hear your name.
As I call your name, please just greet the members of our dais, please. Flavia Andrea Barrera. Carolina Bravo Sanchez. Gloria Stella Sanchez Varela. Christian Chanel. Douglas Corrales. Ru Acevedo da Cunha. Lino de Jesus dos Santos. Ruth Andrea del Campo. Binyam Ayel Disi. Clarissa Henley. Henley Ebenezer. Elaine Ellis. Noel Silbert Ellis. Stephanie Estrada. Elsa Marina Galares de Gonzalez. Mario Neto Ferreira. Loren Gutierrez. Jacqueline Mensa. Oscar Felipe Morel Diaz. Jose Ogando Mencibo. Anashi Kuyala. Yoani Kuyala Mora. Wanderly Ramos de Silva. Elena Rosalo Rubio Calderon. Eni Maria Salazar. Linda Marone Smiley. Liz Mary Surez Quintanilla. June Sun. Maria Sofia Ampiri. Gustavo Armando Vigo Rivera. Jaquez Vilmar. Annie Wu. And our last candidate, Ruben Sapo Talninzu. Congratulations to all of our candidates today.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. This concludes our ceremony. Congratulations to all of you once again.